All right, our favorite new Liberal minister, Justice Minister, Attorney General, Sean Fraser, the man who is now failing upwards 3 times, not one, not two, 3 times, has now come and said that we're gonna do the bail system, the bail reform system, and we're gonna put these dangerous criminals in prison where they belong, even though they had 10 years to do it. And he voted for all the bills, the crazy bills that the Liberals passed over the last 10 years to allow criminals to get out of jail on bail very quickly. But now they're back. Now they've got a solution to their problems. So we're going to have a look at this. Now, before we do, let me just show you, give you a shout out to this guy, Bruce McConaughey, who posted this. And he says, Justice Minister Sean Fraser admits there are already numerous laws to deal with hate-based crimes, but wants to pass another bill to protect Canadians against hate. A term Liberals will define and make numerous exemptions for. It will be used like we see in the UK to target people critical, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to read all this, but shout out to Bruce for posting this, and then we're going to watch what Justice Minister, I can't even believe we have to call him that. Oops. We're going to watch what he has to say, though, and then we're going to talk about it. Now, before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really does help grow the channel, and I appreciate you guys so much for doing that for me. So, without further ado, let's have a look at what this clown has to say, and then we'll talk about
it. Good day, everyone. Earlier today, I tabled a bill in the House of Commons to help protect Canadians against hate. One of the great promises of Canada is the ability of our citizens to live freely in their communities, regardless of the color of their skin, the God they pray to, or the person that they love. Sadly, too many Canadians are robbed of these freedoms that so many of us take for granted. Frankly, the prevalence of hate crimes in this country that steal those freedoms are something that should shock the conscience of every Canadian. It is disheartening when you read the news and see day after day stories about yet another victim suffering suffering a hate crime at the hands of someone who is not simply conducting a criminal activity, but who's motivated by their hatred towards an entire group of people. I think to myself about the many examples that we've seen over the years. Not too long ago in my community, we've seen charges laid for someone advocating genocide against their Jewish neighbors. We have seen recently synagogues in Halifax vandalized with hate symbols. We have seen violent attacks against people in Montreal because they are Jewish. We have seen the desecration of the National Holocaust Memorial. We have seen Muslim Canadians suffer discrimination for many years. We have seen, again, not far removed from my home, harassment of those seeking to attend a mosque which only recently opened in the community. We have seen shootings in Quebec cities and van attacks in London that have claimed the lives of innocent people. Sadly, there is no community that is immune from hate in this country. There are violent attacks against Black Canadians, rising anti-Asian hate. We see gurdwaras and mandirs vandalized, and the LGBTQ2+ community threatened with and suffering violence all too often. We are moving forward with a piece of legislation that will create 4 new criminal offenses. The first 2 are aimed at protecting religious institutions with the new crimes of obstruction and intimidation. This will ensure those who gather to practice their faith at religious institutions, schools, community centers, and other buildings and structures that primarily serve identifiable communities will have the ability to do so freely and without fear that they will be targeted because of who they are. We also have realized through many conversations with those impacted by hate crimes in Canada that hate is not limited to the doorsteps of our religious institutions, but is prevalent throughout the entirety of our communities. We see it in our streets, we see it in our parks, we see it in our grocery stores. Frankly, we see it almost everywhere. In addition to the campaign commitments around the crimes of obstruction and intimidation, we are moving forward with establishing a new crime of hate. This will operate by layering on top of existing criminal offenses with a new offense that will specifically target hate where that crime was committed because of their motivation of hatred towards the victim. You can imagine that it may be more morally culpable for a person who assaults another, not just because of a personal problem they may have, but because of their belonging to a community. If a person robs a store because the owner comes from a particular group, or if a person commits harassment against someone who is seeking to attend university classes merely because they belong to a particular community of faith or race.
So, I mean, and this is the thing, right? It's like, yeah, when you have hate crimes, you definitely want to do everything you can to stop it. But my question is, why would anyone believe a liberal to do that? Who believes liberals on anything these days? This guy has been the housing minister. Then he was, I can't remember his other cabinet position, but he's failed at everything he's done. And now he's the justice minister, and we expect him to do good things. He said a lot of things there that are true. You shouldn't have to worry about or feel intimidated when you leave the house, and you should be able to, practice whatever religion you want to practice. That is true. But we all know what the liberals like to do here with these bills. They'll put in things like that, and then the next thing you know, in that bill, there's going to be something that says something along the lines of, we can deem something hatred through speech or something like that. Therefore, like they're doing in the UK, they could then deem speech that they hate speech, use that against you, and lock you up for something that you say. You could also have other situations. I'm not going to get into other violent criminal examples, but these kind of laws, especially considering that we already have laws against hate, and now they're tabling this other bill, expecting us to believe that something is going to get done and that things are going to get better in this country, when we all know, every one of you watching this knows that there is no way the liberals of all parties want things to get better. So here's the thing, right? The liberals have been failing for a long time, and it's been under Justin Trudeau for the most part. Now that they got rid of Trudeau and they won another election somehow, some way, they now think that they can just continue to lie to Canadians like they've been doing, and everything will continue to get worse. And why would they improve? Why would they get better? Why would they care about the country? They keep winning elections. They keep lying to you. They keep scaring you. And it's apparently enough of these swing voters who really need to wake up and pull their head out of their asses. A lot of you. Not all of them, of course. Some went over to the Conservatives. But some, when Justin Trudeau left and Mark Carney was put in there, that was enough for a lot of people to go back to the Liberal Party and think, it's safe to vote Liberals again, even though that they had lied for 10 years, and guys like Sean Fraser, Anita Anand, Chrystia Freeland, etc., 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 are all part of it, and they were all put back into the cabinet. Why would they change? Why would they do anything different when their lies and their scandals and their failures keep winning them elections? That's why you can't believe liberals on anything they say, because there's no reason for them to have to change. They think they're doing great, and to be fair, I mean, Sean Fraser, this will be his, third term as a cabinet minister? He's making a lot of money. Money usually means you've done something successful. And yes, winning an election, becoming a cabinet member is a form of success, but then when he's had those jobs, he has failed horribly. And by the way, in the comment, totally forget what he was housing minister, and then, I can't remember the other one. Let me know in the comment section. But now he's justice minister, attorney general. And he's not qualified at all to do that. A lot of people get mad at, why did Trump put in RFK Jr.? He's not qualified to be a doctor and talk to us about our health. It's like, first of all, he's got a lot of success being healthy. And he's right about a lot of the things he says. What does if you have a problem with Robert Kennedy Jr., I can only imagine what you must think about someone like Sean Fraser, who has done nothing but fail and has no credentials at all to be Attorney General of this country. But yet somehow, some way, he's got the job. And we all just have to sit here and go, we'll give them another chance and hopefully they do well this time, and all this nonsense. And it's like, listen, if things get done, and by the way, they don't need the Conservatives to help them pass any bills. So they can get this done without the Conservatives. If they do and nothing gets better, they're just going to lie again and scare Canadians and talk about Trump and all this nonsense to try to win another election. And they won't stop doing it unless we wake up and stop voting for them.